call 1-888-XARELTO.
It's Rogan's Heroes 10th Anniversary Thanksgiving Special.
We're toasting Southern California's top athletes and their success. From our family to yours, happy Thanksgiving.
After the NFL on NBC4. Brought to you by Nissan. Explore their most exciting lineup ever.
It's getting colder, and Burlington will keep you warm and looking great, all at the same time. And we all know when you bundle up at Burlington, you save a bundle. You'll love the deals. You'll love Burlington.
NBC4 News at 11 a.m. starts with breaking news.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Now at 11, we begin with breaking news in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. A jury has just found him not guilty on all counts in the shooting deaths of two men at a protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in This Morning for Michael Brownlee. We want to get straight to NBC4's Conan Nolan in our newsroom with more on this verdict that Conan took all week to come down.
That's right. 25 hours of deliberation. It's a starkly different end to a case which so many considered a cut and dried prosecution after this incident took place on August 25th of last year. But after evidence was revealed, including videotapes of the shootings and the testimony of the defendant, the jury in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, after those 25 hours of deliberation, believed the prosecution did not meet the standard of guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
There's a lot to talk over this in terms of what may have swayed the jury or didn't sway it. One of the key moments in the case that no doubt helped the defense was when the prosecution put on the stand Gage Grosskreutz, who was shot by Rittenhouse and survived. He said he pointed a loaded gun at the defendant before Rittenhouse fired, which, as the defense said, is sort of the definition of self-defense. It is unclear if the legal teams will speak to reporters or if any of the jurors will. In Kenosha, Wisconsin, the National Guard has been placed on standby. The schools have gone virtual to keep students off the street. This case has been demonstrative of a divided nation. Some Democrats, including the House Majority Leader, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, said Rittenhouse should be sent to prison and the key thrown away. Republicans said prosecutors knew they had the videotape that indicated this was self-defense and it should never have taken the case to court in the first place. Once again, a lot of people looking at what this verdict means going forward. But in terms of the prosecution and the defense, not guilty in this verdict once again means there is no appeal, that the prosecution has no appeal authority, and whatever may have been some of the concerns from the prosecution as to the actions of the judge in this case, that's not an issue as well. The case has been made and the jury has rendered its verdict. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
And that verdict is final. Conan, thank you. As you mentioned, a lot of people will be looking closely at what this verdict does mean long term. We want to go to NBC4 legal analyst Royal Oakes joining us now. Royal, thank you for being with us. We know that you have been following this case very closely. Was this verdict surprising to you?
Not really. The three key factors here. Number one, self-defense.